Hello, and today I'm going to try to program a sound on the TG-33, the Yamaha TG-33, my good and dusty Yamaha TG-33. Okay, so let's just see what comes out of it first. Pretty nice. Okay, let me pick a patch that I can modify, that I want to modify. So I'm going to tap on voice here. Hopefully you guys can see the screen. When I'm on voice, the top row is just the bank, and then the bottom row is the 8 patches within the bank. So I'm going to go to bank 1, patch 1. I'm going to edit this one. Okay, so once I hit edit, then the green labels come into action. Really important, since this is a vector synth, is the element select. So if I go to element A, let's see if I can remember this. Then I can go. The first thing that you see there is the volume of element A. Okay. I'm going to put the vector up there so we can just hear element A. So that's the sound. I'm going to hit common, and then using the page buttons I can access different parameters. So let's start with that. Let's common. Okay, so I can have the effect. Oh, common will be actually, I'm sorry, I'm blabbering on. Common will be common parameters for the 4 vector parts. So I'm going to go to tone. There we go. And that's for part A, or the element A. And I'm going to, we can have, so volume for the element A, pan, velocity type, I think aftertouch. My keyboard doesn't have aftertouch, so that doesn't really matter. Okay, LFO. So let's tweak that. And the data entry knob up here is what helps us, what basically allows us to edit. It's the only edit possibility. That, and there is one more. I believe the yes and no are like kind of plus minus buttons. Alright, so what's weird about the TG-33 is that some parameters, the kind of intensity of the parameter increases with a lower numerical value, and it's not uniform across all the synth parameters, so it's kind of frustrating, but we're going to figure it out as we go along. I'm going to change the so the page allows you to switch from one parameter page to another. If you're within a page, there's 2 parameters here, then I use the cursor to change the next parameter. I'm going to do that, and then I'm going. There we go. Just kind of like a noise LFO. The ramp LFO. What? Okay, there we go. Square LFO. I like that. Okay. So we're going to move on. LFO delay. As I increase it, I believe there is a delayed LFO effect. If I decrease it, immediate. Okay, now let's see the rate. So cursor, let's see if I turn it to 0. Okay, so the rate here actually means the intensity of the LFO, not so much the timing. Okay, so 99, you can hear it quite clearly here. Let's go back to the PM and AM. Believe this is actually the rate. Actually, PM. Oh, the speed, there we go. That's what we want, what I would call the rate instead of rate. Rate, so rate is intensity, speed. There we go, almost audio rate. I'll turn it down. Pretty fast. Okay, we'll have it pretty fast. Okay, now the nice thing is that even within this parameter, I can just switch to B and then change parameter B. So we're going to also make, sorry, element B. I misspoke. Element B, okay. And then with a vector control, I can then go to element B and see what that sounds like. Okay, cool. All right. Let's go back to element A though and move along. The funny thing is that it kind of starts in the middle of the possible pages, like with the volume, but then if you hit backwards, you have a frequency shift, so you can tune it, I believe. By semitone, I think. Semitone, there we go. Alright, we go back, and this is really the start. This is the oscillator sound. I believe that A, it says that it's a wave, so I can change that. And I think that as I turn the data entry knob, it will kind of cycle through fairly fast through sections, but then if I use the plus and minus, it will be, there we go. So the first name is the section name, then I hit cursor, and then that will be the patch within the section, so that's bass. Okay, let's find a different section. Strings. Then cursor. Now we're in vocal. Alright, I kind of like the vocal. Okay, so now section B. This is the best way to do it. You find the parameter that you want to work on every element. Now we switch to B. It's on an oscillator, so we'll go to something else. Percussive. Let's see what that sounds like. And then you have to remember to put the vector control. I mean, you could mute the elements with this second set of buttons here, but I prefer to use the vector control. Okay. Okay, let's see what else. Cool, I'll keep that one. And then let's say C. And then I move that to C. I'm going to change that. So let's see. Hits. That's cool, that will do. Okay. And then finally D. Let's listen to it. D. It's a square wave. I quite like that. I'm going to keep it like that. So, all together now, this is what it sounds like. Okay? And then I can vector through the different elements. So we very quickly have seen essentially just how to switch the different sounds for the different elements. There's envelopes as well that we need to get into to really shape the sound further, and that's about it. Thank you for watching.